I'm Kurt Bone with Advanced Diver Magazine. Today we're here with rebreather instructor Bryan Thomas with Scubatron, and he's going to talk to us about the GBM chest-mounted rebreather.
This is the small package. It's actually pretty tiny, pretty lightweight compared to most of the competition, if not all. This particular setup is the TEG, so it's the full technical unit, and it has the large scrubber, which everything all together ready to dive weighs in at about 25 pounds. So that's pretty light in all things considered. So there's a little carry strap here that I can take off, and then we can go through the unit.
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to break down this unit piece by piece according to the gas flow through the device. So we're going to start with that. We'll start with the mouthpiece, of course.
So I've actually put this BOV on just to try it out, waiting for the GBM version that's coming out, hopefully early 2025, as I mentioned. I've got a nerd on here, which is one of the configuration options for you. You have a Shearwater nerd. There's also a Petrol 3 here as well. And then you also have the option of a fully wireless system. So the heads-up display is also a wireless option, as well as the wrist, which is another computer system. It just comes down to personal preference and choices. Price points are pretty close to the same. It's just whether you are worried about the wires. I mean, it's nice. It's much cleaner without the wires, obviously. That works on a transmitter, does your full PPO2 and everything else.
The stock unit comes with a
DSV, not a BOV. But again, when you're building your unit when you're ordering it, you can add the BOV. We should be able to do that very shortly. From the mouthpiece, you come down. Like I said, kind of counterclockwise if you're looking at it. You come to this T-piece. The other models, they have the overpressure dump valve right here at the top of the T, so it's very easy to find. The TEG, it's located way down at the bottom. Just one of the differences between the models. All right, so this is the GBM MAV block. You have your manual adds down here at the bottom. That can be reversed to be at the top if you want to use your thumb instead of your fingers. It's up to you. You have your diluent feed coming in. You have your oxygen feed coming in. Then you have your needle valve to adjust your oxygen flow going out. And that comes out and goes up around to the top T-piece where it's injected into the counterlung on your exhale side, so that by the time it gets to the sensors, it's had time to mix. The needle valve, the new one is 22 turns from closed to fully open, and fully open it's over 7 liters. It's massive. Great amount of flow. Yeah, so it's very simple to control. You just basically roll your thumb quarter turns, and you can watch it go up on your computer as you're reeling. You just keep breathing, and it cycles it up. And like I said, so this is out to the unit. Oxygen's next to the needle valve, and then your diluent's on the end. So this bag is a slight upgrade from the stock standard one. This has full Velcro MOLLE panels. So it's true MOLLE, and they're Velcro, so you can put patches on and take them off as you require or wish. It also gives you more attachment points for things like hose routings and stuff like that. Like I've got Velcro here to hold that down. Just makes things super streamlined. And the stock standard one has loops. They're just not MOLLE specific. So then on the inside, so here's your exhale counterlung. Roughly a third of it is actually tucked down here as a water trap. I don't know if that's water or drool. You know, us divers do love our gear. So that's your first water trap. There's a second water trap in here, which I'll show you in a minute. Counterlungs just simply quickly and easily disconnect. All right, so now you have the scrubber. Here's your sensor pod with the bayonet connection. Just turns. And inside the sensor pod, you have your choice of galvanic or solid state sensors, and you have a choice of 1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on your diver setup and your own desires for your tasks. Starting with your exhale side where the water trap is, it just gives it a wiggle. comes apart. Here's your water trap baffle. Disc comes out, easy. And here is the top part of the canister where you put the Zorb in. So if I undo this nut and take the screen out, you'll see the Zorb loose. And on the other side, it's just the bayonet connection for the sensor pod, and it's just a basic cap. And there's your 5.5 pound scrubber. Here's your inhale counterlung. After the gas comes through here, past your sensor pod, comes into your counterlung, and it's almost perfectly square. I'll show you that in a minute when I take it apart. And then obviously it goes further around to your inhale side of your DSV. So right here's your inhale counterlung as it comes up into your T-piece. Just have this one here. You have your ADV right here. An inline shutoff. In case there's any problems with the ADV, you can just shut that down. It's conveniently tucked out of the way. And back around to your DSV or your BOV, whichever one you have. So on this bag system, like the upgraded bag system, you also get this bottom bag, which has a storage pocket in it for the things you would normally put in your butt bag on a side mount system. So your spare mask, maybe a spare lighter or something. And then it just unzips to give you access to changing your bottle. So you can easily get to the cam buckle and the Velcro strap. So the GBM first stage, oxygen first stage, overpressure relief valve, all your standard stuff, high pressure line on this side. I have mine hooked up to a transmitter, and there's also a button gauge as a standard, and then the second one is an option, obviously, if you pay for the transmitters. So I use the Shearwater wrist mount as my secondary, so I just have one cell connected to it via the 4-pin connector cable, there we go, from the sensor pod. It just easily, 2 O-rings, pops it apart, and then you can easily just take it off the unit if you need to for any reason. The reason why we went with the 4-pin as a standard is depends on which computer system you go with. The wireless one also connects to the 4-pin, so you get all of your sensor configurability, whether you want 1, 2, or 3 sensors to which computer screen. So you just have the GBM on the table or truck bed, back of your SUV, whichever, whatever, however. You just take it. It's a magnetic clip on mine. That's it. That's touching. That's it. That's touching. That's it. And then just for extra streamlining, I have the bottom bungee, which goes on the steel plate by the oxygen bottle.